Hello, everybody out there. Chris here. Hope everyone's doing great. It is Monday night, and I think I'd be remiss if I did not give a shout out to the newest member of the Hall of Fame, Fred McGriff. I've got my Blue Jays hat on. This came from Skydome, our trip to Toronto, and I think of Fred McGriff as a Blue Jay. For you Braves fans, this one go out to you, Jake. This is actually my Braves hat that I actually got at the last season of Turner Field. So I feel like I can evoke a little bit of Fred McGriff. And then I do have from last summer, I've got my Wrigley Field hat for you Cubs fans. But I think of Fred McGriff as a Blue Jay. And so I'm gonna wear my Blue Jays hat. I don't wear it very often. It's white. I don't want to get it dirty. So I just wanted to say that a couple of cool things about Fred McGriff. The very first game I ever went to was Arlington, Texas. It was summer of Arlington. It was 1989. I want to say it's probably July-ish. But the very first game I ever went to was between the Texas Rangers and Toronto Blue Jays. And I had watched some baseball. I knew some baseball. And just seeing it in person was awesome. But one of the people that I saw was Fred McGriff. And not only did I see Fred McGriff, very first game I ever went to, he had a home run in that game. So I can't say that was the first home run of the game. I remember several home runs being hit, but I remember Fred McGriff hit one. Interestingly enough, the first Ranger home run I ever saw hit was also at that game. A guy named Rafael Palmeiro. But it's just how it works, right? How the universe works. But that experience, watching Fred McGriff, knowing that he did things the right way, congratulations to him. I've heard a lot of people talk about numbers. I think it's interesting. One thing I haven't heard is, a lot of people, numbers people say, he almost hit 500 home runs. And my contention with that is he did hit 500 home runs in the major leagues. Why they don't count postseason home runs as a part of a player's total in the end, I guess I get it. Maybe some guys don't get to play as much, but they should count those in the end of someone's career statistics. And I get that maybe some guys who are on better teams just happen to get more at bats. And I'm not saying you should count them for season totals. Why not count them as career totals? You look it up, he hit 493 home runs during a regular season, but he popped, 9 or 10 home runs over the postseason, including, I think he hit 4 home runs in the World Series. So he hit over 500 home runs in the big leagues. So that's just something I think that maybe the Hall of Fame should take a look at. Hopefully they do. But kind of the sad part about what transpired for some people and some players is, and I don't know, but Bonds, Clemens, it just felt like, and nobody knows exactly other than those individuals when they may or may not have used steroids, which would have enhanced their careers. And obviously both of them been caught up in some stuff. But man, I just feel like those guys were Hall of Famers regardless. Maybe their total statistics were inflated because of some decisions they made. The truth is, there's a lot of guys who were using those same substances, and some of those guys are in the Hall of Fame. So don't get me wrong, I'm a prosecutor by nature. That's what I do for a career. But I think there's some point that you got to recognize what people did on the field, and there are a lot of colorful characters in the Hall of Fame. And so I think that Bonds, I think that Schilling, I think that Palmeiro and Clemens all deserve to be there. For me personally, Bell was a ferocious hitter. He really was. And interestingly enough, I feel like he just kind of flamed out. He was there, he was a masher, and then just kind of disappeared. And Murphy, to some extent, I didn't have the opportunity to watch a lot of Dale Murphy. His career was winding down as my interest in baseball was winding up. But kind of think the same thing. A great hitter in the 80s. Everybody kind of knows who he is. Would have liked to seen him contribute to the game or continue maybe in a, who knows, managerial role or something like that. Because ultimately, I think Don Mattingly is also in that same conversation. If Don Mattingly can win or manage some more games, I think that actually will enhance his candidacy, much like Joe Torre. Maybe he needs to win a World Series or something like that. So I don't know if that's in the books for him, but I'd say that's probably his best ticket to the Hall of Fame. So, and then I haven't discussed it much, but just interesting ballot, how things are configured. Cronyism is something that the Hall of Fame has long endured as far as some of the members, going way back, as a matter of fact. And so I almost wish, I get the idea of limiting votes. I wish they would give those guys almost an unlimited number of votes and just trust those individuals. Now, I don't know that it would have made a difference in this particular matter. And I've looked at the votes, but I haven't totaled up if everybody actually utilized all their votes. It would seem to me that they didn't. So I think I don't have anything wrong kind of with committees doing that and the Hall of Fame doing whatever they want to do. But to avoid the appearance of impropriety, maybe not have, a couple of McGriff's teammates or ex-teammates as part of the 16. Now, that said, if they rigged it, if they wanted to send a message to steroid users, of course, Mattingly and Murphy got more votes. I get it. They, I think, made their point. My hope is that Clemens, Bonds, Palmeiro in particular, that those three do make it in. Maybe hopefully I hope they'll be on the next player ballot in 3 years. And I hope maybe this was just kind of a, almost like the writers take a dig at some players about not being a first ballot Hall of Famer. But only time will tell. Those guys won't be in the Hall of Fame at least for the next 3 years. And, who knows after that. But I'm going to flip this thing around, talk a little bit about Fred McGriff, show off his collection of cards that I have for him to sign. I mentioned he's just, first home run I really remember seeing. And, really first blockbuster trade I remember as a kid when he was sent to the Padres with Joe Carter for, Robbie Alomar, Tony Fernandez. That was just a huge deal. I remember just being so excited, just seeing a trade of that magnitude, and he was a part of it. And then just remember seeing him play, growing up without the kind of networks we have, seeing him on TBS with the Braves, WGN with the Cubs. So anyways, just have a lot of great memories of Fred McGriff. Very happy that he made it finally, as I believe he should have been there long before, but that's just how it goes. So I'm going to flip this thing around. I'm going to show the cards I'm hoping to get signed. I'm going to show you his complete Topps run, and we'll go from there. All right, so one of the things I'm going to do today is kind of go through the McGriff Topps run. These are cards that obviously I'm hoping to get signed at some point, hopefully sooner than later. So I keep my cards that I want to have signed. So all the cards in this box, it is my hope that I get them signed one day. I have them alphabetical order. I mean, it starts with a rookie cup of Jim Abbott. Quickly is going to go to, obviously, Robbie Alomar. So I keep them in alphabetical order, and then I keep them by year. And so that's just how I do it. Baines, 95. If, for instance, I have a Harold Baines 96 signed already, so it's not going to be in my box. But obviously, I've got a few guys in here. I've got Clemens, his run, what I don't have signed. And I've got a few other guys in here that are not Hall of Famers, but that I anticipate will be. I don't have any active players in this box. These are all retired and guys I think are going to make the Hall. And again, this is one of two boxes I have. As you can see, I've always kind of thought that McGriff was going to make the Hall of Fame. And so one of the things I'm gonna do is, have some McGuire's right behind him, is I'm gonna pull the McGriff cards and show you what I'm hoping to get signed. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is pull Fred McGriff a little bit closer. As you can see, I've got this is the 1993 starting lineup, and this is Fred McGriff depicts him as a member of the San Diego Padres. I already told you I think of him as a Blue Jay personally, but this is a ornament that we fashioned. We've had on our tree for the last few years that I only put either Rangers Hall of Famers or guys that I think will make the Hall of Fame on the tree, and so this is something that we've kind of seen coming for a little while, but nevertheless, he has never been the subject of a Hall of Fame Advent autograph box, and hopefully I can secure some signatures on this pile of cards here. This pile of Fred McGriff cards is a pile of cards I keep in my box, and I do not have any Fred McGriff autographs. The last Fred McGriff private signing that I saw was about a year ago from this month. Cards were $50 a pop. I seriously considered sending some, and now I regret not doing so because I bet they're going to be more expensive next time. But nevertheless, this is the set of Topps cards, or the Topps run. I believe I got the entire Topps run. We'll find out as I go through it. And then important cards, or at least cards that I want signed for my collection. And we start with the 1986 Donruss. It's not Topps, obviously. This is his rated rookie. This is a card that, it's a beautiful card, but it's his only 1986 card. So even though he was originally a member of the New York Yankees, he was traded as a minor leaguer, he's not depicted as a Yankee on any of his base cards, or any card that I'm aware of. But this is a card that I definitely want to get signed. The very first card I send to Fred McGriff will be that card. And here's the second one. This is his 1987 Topps Traded. You can tell it's traded by two ways, really. The T, obviously, at the end of the 74. And then the back's really clean. Some people see these and they confuse them for Tiffany. But this is not a Tiffany product. That's how all the Topps Traded cards looked. They were purchased by set only back then. And so pretty cool. Obviously, his first Topps card. Here's his 1988 Topps, very pensive, good-looking card. Here's his 1989 Topps. This will be one of the first cards I send to him to be signed, just because that's when I saw him play, saw him hit a home run. 1990 Topps, that's a great-looking card. I wish the orange were red, but, you know, that's just 1990 for you. So, great-looking card nevertheless. There's his 1991 Topps. And because I mentioned the trade, he also has the 1991 Topps Traded. And that's a really good looking card. 91 Topps, a lot of it didn't print out. I don't know if it was just the printers they used, what it was, but a lot of it didn't print out very nicely. But the colors, everything, that's just a good looking 91 traded card. Here's his 92 Topps card, his 93 Topps card. Of course, he made his way to Atlanta, so this is his 93 traded. This is his first Topps card, depicts him as a member of the Atlanta Braves. This is his 94 Topps card. Pretty cool looking pose there. Looks like he just cranked one. His 1995 Topps, again, looks like he just smoked one to right field. 1996 Topps, I can tell you, and if you watch my channel, you know, a horizontal card, that makes one of the best cards to get signed. So this will be a great looking autograph from Fred McGriff. This will be one of the first cards I send. If I send 3 or 4, that'll probably be in there. Here's his 97 Topps. Back to the camera, making a cool looking play in the stands. This would probably be one of the latest or last cards I send. So it may be a while before I get that one. 1998 Topps. If you watch my channel, I collect the minted in Cooperstown. These are cards that were actually made in Cooperstown, New York, and were stamped, so they were made at the Hall of Fame. Just they were special inserts that Topps put into their product. I think it was 1 in 9, 1 in 18, something like that packs. 99 Topps. This is going to be a great looking one with an autograph. I love that it's got the Tampa Rays. That's an awesome looking uniform for that time period. I love it when they go to that throwback. It's almost like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers creamsicle uniforms. 2000 Topps. So still with the Rays. He was with the Rays for a while. 2000 and 2001 Topps. 2002 Topps. So I gotta look. I feel like there's a 2001 traded card, so I may have to look at that and pick that up. But that is obviously his first card, at least regular card, as a member of the Chicago Cubs, if there's not a traded. There's his 2003 Topps. So pretty cool looking card. That'll look good autographed with a blue Sharpie. 2003 traded. Yes, traded. It's a gold card, so I think I need to get the base 2003 traded. And those might be kind of hard to get. Sometimes those are short printed, so I'll have to work on that sooner than later. 2004 Topps, which was his final Topps base card. So that is also one that I will send early on to get signed by Fred McGriff. Here is these are what, 2001 Heritage, I believe. Yeah, that was the 1952 style. So anything 1952 style or early Topps Heritage I like. I'll probably send some of the Heritage cards off. Of course, I've got his 89 Upper Deck, just ready for his signature. Not the best photography. I mean, for 89, it was awesome. When you look at it now, it's so dark, and it'd be hard for a good autograph to show up. But this one will be a great card for an autograph, as light as it is. So it's his 90 Leaf. And then I've got his 89 Bowman. That's a set that I would like to work on eventually for all these guys. A set that, interestingly enough, I hated as a kid. So that is our run of Topps cards and other special cards that we hope to get autographed. I'm not even going to guess how long it's going to take me. Obviously, he's got to do a signing, and if he does a signing and it's relatively in the ballpark, I'll probably try to get 3 or 4. Really, 4 are going to be my primary target. Just so you know how I think, the 4 that I anticipate getting done quickly would obviously, if you know anything about my channel, will be those 4. So these are the ones that I've got earmarked for autographs. Hopefully he will sign. Hopefully, man, it'd be great if he'd do a $50 or something like that. But those are the ones that I anticipate or hope to acquire sometime in 2023. And obviously, I'll keep you up to date. So hope everyone has a good night, and we will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow will be box 6 of the Hall of Fame Advent calendar for us. So happy holidays.
DraftKings, bet $5 on Tennessee versus Kentucky. $200 back if all win.
Number 14.